Greetings and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. How are you guys this week? Thank you for joining us for another weekly Lunch and Learn. For today's Lunch and Learn, we have Miss Lisa Gaskin of Granstreats here with us today. She's going to tell us all about her business, tell us how she got into the business, why she's in the business, what's keeping her in the business, and what she needs for her business and what she's learned about her business. So I'm going to welcome up Miss Lisa. Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm blessed. Thank you very much.
Love a lady that rocks a ball head. Looks so beautiful. Such a
Thank
bright
you.
face. Thank you for bringing your light here with us today.
Thank
So,
you.
Granstreats. Tell us a little something about Lisa before we get into Granstreats. Tell us who Miss Lisa Gaskin is.
Lisa has Lisa is at this moment a mother, a grandmother. I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. The 2 grandchildren is the reason why Grand's Treats exist. I have a 14-year-old granddaughter, her name is Summer, and a 10-year-old granddaughter, her name is Symphony. And we baked forever, ever since these kids were able to stand in the kitchen. They would come in the kitchen because I always cook and I always bake. So we've been baking since they were about, let's say, 2 years old. So the 10-year-old last year decided she wanted to go into a children's baking show. She wanted to go on television. So as a grandmother, you do what you can do for your grandchildren. So I bought all the things that she needed to do in order to be successful, to be seen, advertisement. So we went into buying product. So we go for our first pop-up shop. She decides, Nana, I think I want to do basketball. I'm like, wow. So at that point, I had already had all this product. I said, well, let me just try to see if I can get my money back at least to recoup something. But as I went on, the customers loved the treats. I love the response I received. I've always been one for good constructive criticism, good, bad, it doesn't matter. It makes me a better person. So I would get criticism, not criticism. They would let me know things that I needed to do, what they would like. I always listened and got better. So I've been doing pop-ups for quite some time now. I won't say quite some time because I'm still new in the field. I'm still learning, still growing. I would like to definitely, at this point now, my goal is to get a truck. And since I'm in retirement, I would like to actually take the truck, go state to state, go up the East Coast, come back up the West Coast, each state, because I usually travel outside the country to travel. I mean, who wouldn't? I've never traveled within the 50 states. So this would give me a chance to actually get to see the states as well as work at the same time. And I love what I do. It has become my music, my muse. I was always a lover of music, and now music and baking, the two combinations, I just glow. I just love it. So this is who Lisa has become, Grand Streets.
I love that. I love that. All right. So, what are your favorite treats to make and what is your favorite process?
The favorite process, I don't want anyone to think of my alcoholic or anything, but a lot of my treats do have alcohol. So what I've done is I started the treats out just cookies because it was with my granddaughter. But the cupcakes always had alcohol. I like to experiment. But I've been to a couple of events, and some of the people who have, let's say, prescription meds prefer treats without alcohol. So I began to take the same treats and do half without and the other half with. Then I got requests for vegan treats because I was told that I was an honest person. And I would definitely do well because I was an honest person. People would believe my ingredients were actually what I say they were. They were definitely vegan oriented. So I started doing vegan treats. So, bless you. So at this point, I'm just, you say it, I try to make it happen.
Beautiful. So it's almost like I hear that your customer and your clients, they kind of drive you in different directions to kind of like raise that bar for you to try something new
Yes.
and see if you can take on the challenge.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. I get in the kitchen and I'm just playing. It's like being a kid all over again with a toy. So I love it.
Yeah, I'm a believer that the creative process is definitely almost like a meditation sometimes, and like a place
Yes.
that you can go into to kind of meditate and kind of like find that little sweet spot, your zen space,
Yes.
because it kind of
Yes.
allows you to do something that you, it's like you're getting to not only do something with your hands, but you're getting to like pour your intentions into whatever it is that you're creating, and then you also
Yes.
get to see the excitement or the reception that, you know, because whether it's taste, touch, if it's something that they were
Mm,
wearing, it's always such a great feeling to see someone really like getting a piece of your light. Almost, it's like you're sharing your light.
yes.
Got you. So you mentioned boozy products. Share with us what some of your products are.
Well, some of my products are like I do Kentucky butter rum, which I have here. This is the Kentucky butter rum cake. And it's interesting because I made it 2 days ago, not knowing my neighbor's birthday was that day. This is the reason for the cut in the cake. She had planned to do absolutely nothing for her birthday. Her son was going up the block to get some hook and reel for her. She didn't want to do anything. She's very low key. So I said, wait a minute. So I told her son, when your mother comes back from walking the dog, hold her here for a second. So I come inside. I happen to have some champagne candles. I stick it on the cake and I bring it out and we're singing happy birthday. So she's crying. So it was a beautiful moment. It really was.
I was just going to say that's so beautiful. So they also even allow you to share precious moments with people. So, question for you as far as the business side of your business goes. What have you learned and what has been the most challenging for you thus far in terms of learning like about marketing, learning about how to get your name out there and how to share, you know, who you are with the world? What have been some things that you've learned, and also share some challenges?
What I've learned is the market is vast. It is absolutely huge. And I'm learning it's a lot of who you know, not so much as what you know. What you know is great. You could definitely take that with you, but it's a lot of who you know. And I'm a social person. So I found a lot of good connects to help me grow my business in the right direction. The challenges have been the licenses, um, just being at the right place at the right time. A lot of it is like last minute. So sometimes my product can't be found at the last minute. I really have to scour for a lot of my products. I don't just use anything. I'm particular. I like the way things taste. So I wouldn't want to treat anyone less than what I would like on my palate. So I scour looking for great ingredients. So that's been so much as a challenge. Locations sometimes, not so much as locations. Locations aren't too much of an issue. It's me by myself. I guess that's what it is.
Mm.
I am solely by myself doing everything. So in me learning new things that I have to do on top of what I'm already doing, it's like, wow. So it gets to be overwhelming. But ironically enough, I'm a Taurus. We love a challenge. So even though it may seem chaotic at the moment, I move best in those moments. Even when I come to a recipe, it's like, okay, how did that happen? Oh, I forgot this, but it tastes great. So now it's recreating the madness.
Figuring out how it works. Sometimes I call it finding that silver lining, or it's just kind of also consider going with the flow, because sometimes we get so frustrated and upset with things not going in the
Mm,
in this idea in way that we think things should go, but
mm.
sometimes they go just the way they're supposed to go.
I'm finding that out. It's like things happen for a reason sometimes,
Yeah,
and you can't question it. Not all the time.
yeah,
Should you
yeah, yeah.
question it? Because you begin, once you understand the road that you're on, it's a road well traveled,
Hmm, hmm.
and that's what I'm finding out.
It's almost like I hear that if it works, then you kind of look at it as kind of like owning it and taking it on as your own. It's like becomes your recipe. But if it doesn't work, it's more of a like exploration of what can I do different the next time, versus kind of in that
Absolutely.
moment of allowing it to be like an experience of chaos more than like an experience of lessons, you know?
Absolutely, because I am definitely one of those lesson learned.
So what I heard in your share is that if someone wanted to know why would they buy Granstreats, I hear that there's an honest person behind the products, that there is a integrity in the products that you use, and
Mhm.
kind of a higher bar in what it is that you're seeking to use as the ingredients
Yes.
for your items. What else did I hear? And I heard that they taste good and people like them.
Definitely, I get people who come up and they give me comparisons. And
Hmm.
it's weird because I'm not a treats person. That's the ironic part. I'm not a treats person. So when someone tells me, "Oh, like the banana pudding, everybody loves the banana pudding," and they tell me it tastes like Magnolias, I had to actually Google who Magnolias was. It's a bakery in
Hmm.
Manhattan. I've never. I have another item. I forgot which one it was, and they compared. Oh, the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, to um, what is it when you can't sleep?
Oh, insomnia.
Insomnia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, never tasted insomnia. So it's interesting. It all depends on what it is that I'm making.
You gotta try the insomnia s'mores cookie.
I don't do marshmallows.
You want that good.
I said one day, because I have a chocolate chip cookie that I do with rye whiskey.
Mm.
Yeah. So that is a favorite. And I also do the stuffed chocolate chip cookie that's stuffed with cream cheese.
Oh,
That's
nice.
another favorite. Yeah. And then the oatmeal raisin with Moscato Rosé. That
Wow.
is another favorite. So
Wow.
it's like
Like my
between,
starting to salivate over here. I'm like, so I'm not a treats person, but I am a cookie person
mm,
and a pie person.
now
So
I have the sweet potato pie. Yes.
wow. So question for you: do you ship? Do you
I
ship?
will start. I
Okay.
will definitely start. I had a couple of people who asked me about it, so I started looking into it.
Okay.
So I'm definitely working on that.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be one of your definitely be buying some of those treats, because I no longer reside in the beautiful city of New York. So I
Oh,
not within distance to travel to get them anymore. But I'll
oh,
be making a purchase when you do start delivering. So
right.
let's see. So Granstreats, where can people find you? Like where what social media networks do you use? How can they locate you? Do you have a
Yeah.
website?
As I stated, I'm new. I'm baby new. I'm just starting up. Right now I'm on Instagram. So I'm under Grants Treats, Granstreats, Grants Treats. So right now you can place any orders through Grants Treats. I do pop-ups. Actually, July 31st, I'm going to be doing a pop-up with Black Ink. They moved
Oh,
their location from Manhattan to Brooklyn. So, and hopefully it will be on it won't wind up on their cutting room floor, this pop up. So hopefully it'll wind up in one of the episodes.
Beautiful.
And the address is 1357 Fulton Street. And that starts at 6 p.m. and that's July 31st. And
Beautiful.
ironically enough, someone's asked me to do a fashion show July 30th. So this will be an interesting week. Um, because I'm not baking, I'm cooking.
Oh wow. For
Yeah, so
both ends
that's
or for both, so you cook as well.
I cook as well.
So tell us, please tell us more about that. Like, we can't let you leave today without finding out literally everything that you have to offer, because that's what I also would love to have you do before you depart today.
Mm,
If you could like give us a whole rundown list of what of the different items that you make, kind of like from in, instead of it being like a few things that are mentioned here or there, we'll
mhm.
do like have you do
I'll
just
run
like,
down.
all right.
Okay, so as far as baking, what I do is the Kentucky butter rum cupcake as well as cake. So I do cupcakes and cakes. So it's the Kentucky butter rum, it's the upside down pineapple Hennessy, it's the upside down boozy peach whiskey, it is the 7 Up pound lemon cake, it is the 7 Up pound lemon with Casamigo, it is a banana pudding, a banana cream cheese pound cake. Then I also do granolas. Some have alcohol, some do not. I do turtles, some with Hennessy, some without. I do almost almond joys, as I like to call them, because, of course, it has white rum in it. And then I do sweet potato pies, which I actually have here. This is a sweet potato pie. And it's
Wow.
interesting because I have not broke into it as of yet. So we'll just
So
see.
is it like a sweet potato pocket?
Yes.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yes. So I have the sweet potato pie. Where was I? And then we have the banana pudding cup. Compared to magnolias, it actually comes like this with a little spoon attached for your convenience, and you can actually take the lid, put it at the bottom to sit. So it's a stand as well. Then I have um, the vegan oatmeal raisin banana cookies. This also sits as a stand. You turn this over and you can actually put this inside, and it comes with a fork and you can eat it inside the cup. I didn't get to show you the almost almond joys. It's packaged because I took it from someone. So
I
then
love
I
the
have the
thing.
then I have the vegan Snicker Bar. I have the vegan sweet potato brownie. Oh God. And I'm not a vegan person, but this is so good. I was like, oh, not bad. Maybe I'll switch to being a vegan. Then I did the vegan oatmeal banana raisin cookie, which is that one.
Mhm.
And then the cookies, we did a lemon cookie, a lemon douce cookie. So that's cognac.
Mm,
I told you about the chocolate chip rye whiskey, the
mhm.
chocolate chip regular, the stuffed chocolate chip, the banana pudding cookie as well. The oatmeal raisin cookie, the oatmeal raisin with Moscato Rosé, the apple pie cookie. I do a strawberry Moscato Rosé butter cookie. Oh God, that is delicious too. And then a pistachio cookie and a brownie cookie.
I would
So
need like a whole week. Like, so I just had this. I was just envisioning Granstreats, the shop. Like, I'm just like fast forwarding you like ahead. Like, I'm seeing the bakery, and I'm in there. Like, there's no way that I could possibly like. I'm think I would need more than a week actually, because otherwise, when you have something, it's I'm not one of those little like, let me just take one bite and taste test this, let me
mm,
taste test that. Let me Number one, I find like, what do you do with the rest of that taste? Like, you're gonna waste a cookie? No, my mama, we don't believe in wasting food, so that food has to get eaten. So number one, I'm not gonna want to waste the rest of the item.
mm-hmm.
Two, I don't really know how to take one bite when something's really good. I'm gonna want more and more and more. So
I totally
I'm gonna
understand.
need like 2 weeks to like come into Grand Streets every day and get something different. Because I
And
definitely envision you with these names of just the different products that you have. You must
mhm.
have a shop one day.
And it's funny. I want a truck.
Listen, that's just a shop on wheels. Walking up to that truck, whichever one it is that I'm walking up to, I foresee it because of the excitement, and just when you speak of your own products, I believe that they're like amazing. I can
Mhm.
tell by your sharing of it that you're kind of sharing from the people who get it from you, kind of like that
Yes.
excitement. It doesn't feel like you're just like selling your products. It
Mhm.
feels like you're selling me the experience, to the point that literally, like, my tongue is literally salivating right now. Like, I'm like having those, catching those little corners that happen when you're like imagining how good something tastes, and you're imagining that taste for yourself. All of my sensory, listen, I'm there with you right now. So now the cooking. Tell us about
Mm.
the cooking, please.
Now, the cooking, I've always been the family member who cooked. Any events, anybody wants something, I've been that cook. Ironically enough, it didn't come from my grandmother and it didn't come from my mother. I watched an aunt here, a friend here. I just watched. I am a watcher, not into voyeurism, but I am a watcher.
I have to clarify these days, right?
So I like to pay attention. So I take things, and again, the same thing as baking. I'm in the kitchen and I'm just experimenting. Yesterday, classic example, I did a chicken breast and I stuffed it with cream cheese and spinach, and I was going to throw it in the air fryer. Something said egg roll.
Mm.
So I didn't do an egg roll per se, but I took the panko batter and a
Hmm.
little bit of flour, and I just drenched it. I dredged it in some milk, some buttermilk, did the flour, and I fried it. Oh God, my daughter said, "What did you do?"
Ah,
Because when you broke it open with the chicken breast and then the cheese melted, I forgot I put all kinds of cheeses in it, and with this, it just tastes like a big chicken egg roll. It was huge,
wow.
and it was so good. But that's just me in the kitchen. I start out here,
Hmm.
and I'm
Hmm.
propelled somewhere else. My mind is just all over the place.
That, that's beautiful. So, for your events that you have coming up, for both of them, will you be cooking, or will you be cooking for one and baking for the
Now,
other?
the one on the 30th, the fashion show that's going to be at 545 East 106th Street. I believe the place is called Family House of Hall.
Hmm.
That I'll be cooking,
Oh,
actually cooking. They're going to have a fashion show and then they're going to have an after party. So that
mm,
should be interesting
nice.
because I'll be there until the after party and then the next day, Black Ink baking.
Gotcha.
So
You
that
got
should be
this. You
interesting
have a
weekend.
full week, but you got this. Hopefully those hands that got you involved into this will take a break from basketball and come and give you a hand. Since she got grandma into this, hopefully she'll come and assist grandma as a helper this week. And maybe,
Ironically enough, not to interrupt you,
uh-huh.
but she can't because she was
Oh,
over here last weekend rollerblading and she sprained her hand, so she's casted.
oh, shucks.
And this is the second cast because she boxes. This kid, she does everything. So that's why it was nothing for me to say, oh, let's do the show. Let's put you
Yes.
on a baking show because she excels in anything she does. So it just, yeah, the rollerblading, she's very competitive. So she was trying to
Got
beat a
you.
little boy and she stumbled over and
Wow.
now she's casted. So helping, yeah, no.
Gotcha. Well, not this time. Hopefully, the next time. But I'm sure you got this. Look, we'll speak it out into the universe that some willing and able helping hands will come up and show up to help you get through those 48 hours. That is sometimes the life and the experience of being an entrepreneur and a creative,
Yes,
especially when you're an entrepreneur through creating something that takes your hands to actually create.
yes.
Sometimes we're literally on our own doing those things, and we have to sometimes do whatever it is that we have to do to make it happen, even if that means you get all the way up until that 31st, and then on that first it's just like phones off, everything shut down. I'm sleeping for the next 12 to 16 hours or just resting, letting your body recoup. But
And
you're
that
right.
is exactly what I do after any event because I prepare that whole week prior to.
Yes.
The next day, yes, you're absolutely right. Blinds down, lights off, phone off. I'm in the bed. I'm in
Yeah.
the bed.
I always say that's what a self-care looks like to a
Mm.
creative. And actually, being that the conversation has swung us there, what outside of what you just shared, what are your other means of self care as a woman, as a mother, as a business owner?
For me, I freed myself, I want to say about 15 years ago when I shaved my head. This was a conscious decision. I had always loved women that it was just beautiful to me.
Mhm.
So when I was 40, because I'm 56 now, when I was 40, I decided it's only hair. I've never liked hair. It's only hair to grow back. So I shaved it off. It took me about a year because I went to this barber, that barber, because nobody would really just shave a woman's head. They
Mhm.
tread lightly. And I finally said, that's it, just cut it off. But anyway, with this became this person that was just loving life. And at that point in time, I started to travel outside the country. So for me, a break is to leave the country, not the state, not the city, not the block, the country.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's what I do twice a year. I leave the country to travel. And then I love music. I love to sit on the beach. I love a good game of shooting pool. I love swimming in the pool. So I just love I've learned to wait on people, you'll be waiting.
Mm.
And I realize when I go out with people, I meet new people. So I said, wait a minute, let me try this by myself. I go to the restaurants by myself. I do everything because I'm always meeting people. So it didn't matter whether I went with anyone or not. So for me, I love life and basically what's in it. I love the trees. I just love color. I love water. So I just love life.
Beautiful.
I'll take just about any negative situation and make it a positive. Everybody always say, you always look at things this way. I just want to be mad sometimes. I'm like, but why?
Oh, that's beautiful. I actually let me jot that down. I have to definitely keep you in mind. Keep you in mind. Because sometimes we go down roads, but there are also other roads that are for us to travel as well. And
Hmm.
I hear workshops on just what you just mentioned,
Hmm.
turning upside down frowns into
Hmm.
smiles.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and that is a gift and a talent and a tool that a lot of us
Hmm.
don't have. And so
Mm,
many people can use. Sometimes we wonder what is it that we have to offer the world outside of just, being our authentic selves. Sometimes we
mhm.
don't realize that we have so much to offer the world in terms of what we can share and what we can teach to other people.
And it's funny about you saying that because what I've learned is intentionally or unintentionally, you're still teaching. I find I can speak and someone will say, you're right. And I was like, well, what did I just say? And then, oh, I'm glad you said that. Well, what did I just say?
Hmm.
So I realized I just speak. Whatever you take from it, hopefully positive, even if it's a negative and you tell me about it, then maybe I could turn it into a positive or
Hmm.
reinterpret the interpretation of what I meant. But, or I'm learning even from a negative. Oh,
Hmm.
wow, is that how that sounded? I'll have to fix that within myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yes. Self
I've learned we've all had to, whether we went to school or not, we're all psychiatrists. We have to be. That's how you get along in life is learning each individual you're standing in front of. I can't, two people, I can't speak to them the same way. I just can't. I have to learn expression. I have to learn to watch people. That's what I learned in life. So it makes my life easier.
Ashe, Ashe. That resonates a lot. It definitely resonates in the term of allowing allowing ourselves to be authentic
Mm.
at all times.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times when we allow our authentic selves to come out, so many things are happening that are not necessarily intentional because we're not necessarily trying to control an outcome. Like we're really
Mhm.
just showing up, being ourselves, and then
Mhm.
letting the outcome be whatever it is to be,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
going from there. Um, you mentioned something that I refer to as artist dates when when you spoke about self care and how
Mhm.
some of the things that you self care, some of the ways that you give yourself self care, and that is going out by myself. I
Mm.
find that when you go out by yourself, it's not only like you mentioned an opportunity get to know people and
Mm.
really kind of without the other distractions.
Mhm.
Um, it's also an opportunity to really get to know yourself. Like
I've
you,
walked. I'm sorry.
no, 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 go
I've
ahead.
walked. I've walked and I've walked. Sometimes I'll get on a bus and go from the first stop to the last stop
Mm,
just to see the route, just to see the neighborhood. Of course, you're going to have conversation on the bus.
mhm.
The same thing with the train. I've always said to myself, why pay 300 and something dollars for a Broadway ticket when you can pay 275 and see all the show you want underground?
You ain't never lie, especially with good old MTA. Especially with good old New York MTA. And it used to be one of those things that it's like you used to say no, you have to be there to see it, but now with social media, you no longer have to be there to witness it. People actually get to see it on social media all the time now, to the point that it's almost like, oh yeah, that's my home city. Yeah, yeah, that's where I come.
On on my Facebook, I have this MTA Chronicles. And people always say, only you, Lisa. How do you? I said, no, y'all see this. You just don't write about it.
You just don't write about it, and a lot of people, I find that we become you become almost like especially when it's not
Num.
like blaring in your face, if it's not
Hmm.
something that's actually stopping and grabbing everyone's attention. They can literally be the craziest thing happening to you about 10 feet away, 10 feet away from you, but we become so compartmentalized,
Yes.
just trying to get to and from. And for me, I know the train time used to be my meditation time, because,
Ironically enough.
I lived exactly. People would be like, "How can you meditate on the train with all those people?" Because when you live in a household with, I shared my place there with a lot of people. Then you get to work and you're with all your work people.
Hmm.
I worked in the restaurant industry, so it's like buzz, buzz, buzz when you get there. So it's like that was that me time.
Hmm.
So a lot of times I just put on my headphones or take out a book and you zone out. So it's like something could literally be happening right there and you kind of miss it. And it's like, but wait, you get off and you talk to maybe, I've been on the train with a coworker before and they're like, but you missed that? You didn't see it? And I'm like, but you were right there. I saw you. You were just a few feet away from me. Yeah, I think sometimes I also, I used to call it protecting myself as well. You put on that shield to kind of keep it out. But MTA Chronicles, I'm definitely gonna have to go to your page and check that out because I know that, yeah, you don't have to get a ticket for a Broadway show. You can definitely just get on MTA and have a grand old time.
It
Oh man.
and it's ironic because, like you said, how do you read? I started reading more on the train. That was my to go to work, to come home, my time. And ironically, that was I zoned out everything. I never even appreciated MTA at that point. The Walkman came out. The
Mm.
Walkman came out, and I stopped reading and I started with the Walkman. That's when I started to see more. And I was like, wow, wait, what? Wait. And I took off my headphones and I got to hear what's going on. And I was like, what is going on? And I just sit back and I said, okay, I'm just going to enjoy myself until I get to work.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we can definitely find the fun and the beauty in almost everything. You know,
Yes.
of course, if it's violent, that's a whole different
Hmm.
story. We're not, you
Hmm.
know, being facetious in that way here. We're
Yes.
just really talking about there's still a lot of things that people see and don't see that is
Hmm.
really just pure drama. You know, a lot of
Yes.
times, unfortunately, we do live in a society that likes to highlight and show the violence a lot, but that is
Yes.
kind of like a small minuscule part of the
Yes.
laughs and the jokes that you can actually get on MTA, because a lot of it, a
Yes.
lot more of it to me was funny. The experience was more funny than it was fearful, you know, because those are
Yes.
fearful instances to be on that side. You know, people videotape everything these days, but they never really think about the actual atmosphere that that creates and what's happening for
Hmm.
those people that are sitting around in that, you know, sitting there witnessing what's actually going on. It can be traumatic for some.
And I
So
think it has a lot to do with New Yorkers.
yeah.
If you're born here, you understand. So
Mm-hmm.
nothing really phases you. But
Mm-hmm.
coming in from the outside, it's like, wait, did you what? No, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's who I've become with a lot of things. Not so much as that's fine, but
Yes.
I'll look if it applies, or if it flies, however that saying
Mm,
goes. But for the most part, I love life. I
beautiful.
walk it. I love to see it. I love the horizons. I love the sky. I love the birds. I love the trees. I love to see people just walking and talking. And like you said, it's the total opposite of what we see on the news.
Yeah.
The total opposite. We see life and it's beautiful. They put on the news something totally, opposite of what we view every day. And you're right, minuscule, minuscule, but they magnify it as if this
Mm,
is our life.
as if that's
So,
the only experience for our community, when
yeah,
it definitely isn't. It's these it's the taste of the treats, it's the doing pop-ups, it's the supporting each other in business, it's the finding
yes,
linings through no matter what it is that we're dealt. It's all of that, and that is definitely the beauty of coming from the communities that we come from as brown people. So, question for you, Lisa. Question for Lisa of and Granstreats. What is it that you need right now? Like, what is it that you need for your business to thrive moving forward? Kind of like putting out the ask. Is it that you need pop ups? Is it that you need marketing support? Like, what is it that you need?
at this point, it is definitely, uh, it's a sit down with how businesses go. Even though I kind of understand it because my whole life was the garment industry.
Mhm.
So I understood from the beginning to the end to back to where we had chargebacks. And so I understand the process of a business. But with food, it is a little different. Well, it's a lot different other than garments.
Mhm.
So I guess it's just showing me um, how to market, how to market. I'm just learning about the licenses now. So I have my food handler's card. So now I'm working on the actual license. Um, and anything else I need at that point because I don't know all that I need in order to make this a successful business.
Got you. Okay. All right, community. If anyone is out there that has any resources, please feel free to drop them either in the comment box after you watch this replay or if you're watching now, or you can also reach Lisa at Granstreats,
Yes.
GRANSTREATS at on
Yes.
Instagram. And do you have an email address that they can reach you at?
I haven't created one for the business side as yet. Because
Okay.
like
So
I stated, this is so new. I haven't did the website, the designing. So everything is just still new. I'm just doing pop-ups to get the product out there.
okay. All right.
But the biggest one I've done, I believe, was the Juneteenth celebration.
And
that
how
was
are you?
that was a lesson learned. I mean, I did learn a lot of things that I needed in
Okay.
that experience. The experience overall was great. The people that I had met, they were from out of state, and they had came in and we were talking like we were friends, like we were old friends. And it was just so nice just walking around, talking to everybody. Everybody's coming over to chat, giving out the cards, giving information, buying the treats. It's so hard sometimes to support everybody. You'll wind up broke. I actually had to be told, okay, go in with a certain amount of money. Do not take all your money or a debit card.
Mhm.
And condition yourself, see what everybody has, and you can't support everyone. And
Yeah.
that kind of breaks my heart. It's like if I could just get a little something, you know, I mean, I
Mhm.
have a bag in the back. I haven't opened some of the things that I've purchased from pop-ups. It's just I just bought it. I got books, I got this, I got that. I have it, but it's funny because it comes in handy with the different people, like the grandkids or anyone else that comes over. I'm like, oh, you need this? Hold on. And I'll go and I'll get it. And
I was getting ready to say those are always items that are great for regifting sometimes as well.
mm,
Sometimes when you just don't have something and you've might have slipped your mind and you're like, oh, I have that item that I didn't use. I can go ahead and go ahead and gift that out. I definitely can relate to the whole vendors brokenness whenever you go out to anywhere in any kind of event
mm,
that there are vendors. And how I've what I've started doing with that is coming to a place where it's like, okay, I go out with that budgeted amount
mm-hmm,
and then I look around first. Then I pick and choose who I'm going to
mm-hmm,
dole that out on. And then the others that are definitely like calling to me, I make sure that I get their information and
mm-hmm.
connect with the person so that that way, that memory is left with us both. And then I make
Yes.
sure I reach out later or follow them or, become their customer down the line.
I found there's been two events that I had went to, and we saw the same two vendors. We're fast friends.
Oh,
We
wow.
we tell each other about different events, and we're fast friends. I love it.
I love it.
Actually, one of them you interviewed, it was Tamra from Scented 20 since I can never say it.
Two point.
Since yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I remember.
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I
I
love
love her
so
products.
beautiful.
Yes.
I was going to say, is that, I think that that's who I got my candle from. My
Mm,
cupcake, no, bath bomb. My
okay.
bath bomb. I believe that's who my bath bomb came from. And I don't even want to use it. It's just like, I just go in my bathroom every now and then and I just sniff it and then I put it back
Yes.
because I'm like, I don't want it to be gone. I just want to like, I'm gonna treat it just like it's just like a room freshener, and that's it. Plus, it's
And
so beautiful.
it's funny because we've actually became such a group that I have a friend who has a van. So
Hmm.
we're carpool to pop-ups that are
Oh,
further out because
oh,
none of us drives.
beautiful.
So
Oh,
we
that's
just get together and say, oh, there's a pop-up such and such in White Plains or whatever.
oh, that is so beautiful. I love that. Listen, we have to stick together by any means necessary.
Yes.
And to me, that is the epitome of Juneteenth. That is the epitome of why we do what we do here. Is there
Yes.
anything that you would like to share with the community before you leave us today, Lisa? Because I think that was a beautiful spot to kind of like just like let that be right there.
I would love for you to take a chance on me and see what I have to offer. And please, when you do, any criticism is good criticism, be it bad or good, is good because it only can make me a better baker or cook, whichever one I decide to do further, but it can only propel me to be a better person. The better I am, the better I can put out products for you because it's all about you. It's not just about me, it's all about you. I can't be me without you. I mean, I can in another sense, But as far as baking, I am you. I represent you. So whatever you like, let me know. I don't have a problem with trying to figure out something just for you.
Ashe. And what regions do you serve, Lisa?
Or
All
I'm in the
regions
Bronx.
in the
I'm in
Bronx.
the Bronx,
So the New
but
York, Connecticut, Jersey, tri-state area.
yes,
Okay. All
yes,
right.
definitely.
You guys
This,
heard that. You can reach out to Lisa for her Granstreats. She also takes on cooking challenges as well. So please, please, please do reach out to her. Her Instagram handle is dropped into the chat. And thank you, Lisa. We really appreciate you for being here with us today.
thank you.
It's been lovely. And I will, if you don't mind, if you could just hang out backstage for us, I'll be right with you.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, community. Thank you for sitting with us today through another beautiful lunch and learn. I hope you guys had some takeaways from my conversation with Lisa today. Please do watch the replay if you missed it, and her information is in the handle. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. Till then.